All right, welcome back to Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz. I'm your host, Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick, Superintendent of Schools here in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District, and I could not be more excited as we're doing our spring preview of sports and activities and all the cool stuff happening around our campus to introduce you to 3 musical participants. We'll start with, on my left, a sophomore, Peyton Miller. Can't believe you're a sophomore already. You were just like a little kid in Beauty and the Beast a few years ago, I remember. Yep. Nora Stoyer, our lone senior who's joining us on today's episode, and Quentin Childs, first ever musical, a sophomore here. So proud of all 3 of you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to have you. So let's talk about the week ahead. It's showtime, baby. It's game day. This is it. Thursday night is our final dress rehearsal. We call it our senior citizen production because all senior citizens in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District are admitted free Thursday night. You don't have to deal with the crowds of Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Come for free, enjoy the show Thursday, and then all staff members are invited as well in the school district Thursday night for your final dress rehearsal. Get you in front of some clapping audience and, the laughter, all that stuff, and we're getting you pumped up. And then it's showtime. Friday night, April 12th, 7 p.m. Saturday night, April 13th, 7 p.m. And then a special Sunday matinee, a 3 p.m. start on Sunday, April 14th, and we're ready. We're pumped. I've been at a lot of practices. You guys know I tend to sneak in the back and check things out, and I'm just very impressed. So let's get into the questions. Let's talk about this year's production. It is The Wizard of Oz, one that's familiar to many of our listeners, and I just love seeing all the different age groups involved. We've got munchkins, little kids involved, and some fun stuff. So let's talk about what drew you to the audition, and anybody can jump in here. We'll start with you, Nora, as a senior. What drew you to audition for Wizard of Oz and get involved in the musical?
So I've always been in the musicals at school and at my church. I've been involved in things. So since 2nd grade, I was Sweetie Pie the Mouse in the first show that I could be in Cinderella. So I just was keeping the streak going.
Good. How about you, Peyton?
Yeah, I'm the same way. My first musical was when I was 10 years old in Beauty and the Beast. I was a candlestick, and that is when I fell in love with doing musicals and theater, and I've been doing it ever since.
Quentin, first time ever auditioning for a musical. How'd that go down?
It went pretty good. I wasn't too sure what drew me in, but me and my best friend, Jackson, one day agreed that we were just going to try out and just go with it. So,
Jackson's in the musical too?
Yeah.
Love it. That's how it started for me. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think it was a dare, a 7th grade best friend, Joel Motuck, said, I bet you won't go out for the musical. And I did. So I'm glad I did. That was a great bet. I won that one in the end, by the way, because I had a lot of fun. All right. So I've been watching rehearsals. Any memorable moments that you think we could share, that something memorable that's happened during a rehearsal, and anybody can jump in on this one?
My memorable moment is definitely the first time I got to meet Toto. Her name is Kinley. She is my favorite. And I just remember her running into the music room, and she just ran right to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it was like a match made in heaven. By the way, Kinley is high maintenance.
She
high maintenance.
Has a lot of energy.
Only red Skittles. Water has to be purified. The whole nine. No. Okay. Kinley. By the way, she's letting you in on a little secret. We have a real Toto this year, so get ready. Go ahead. How about you?
Another secret is we are flying. So my memorable moment would have been the first time that I went up in the air.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I challenge this group. And anybody that's watched our prior episodes, our spring sports previews, I told our baseball guys, our softball, our track and field folks, I said, listen, the musical people want to impress me, they better fly. And now it's out. The word is out. Buy your tickets. They will fly in Wizard of Oz. Quentin, how about you? A memorable moment as the wizard. By the way, Quentin is the wizard.
I think my moment was, a week or two ago, I had a track meet, and I just finished. And I go up for play practice right afterwards, and it's completely silent. And I was looking around to see where everyone was at, and they were like, "Oh, Quentin, you're here just in time. You're on right now." And they handed me the microphone, and I was like, what's going on? Because I just came
Jumped
back
right in.
Yeah.
How'd you do, by the way?
I did it right.
All right.
So.
See that? He loves improvisation. He can jump right in there. All right, good. Let's talk about the characters that you play. And we're going to get into each one of you individually in a second. But how do you approach being such an iconic character? Now, you're Dorothy, you're Glinda the Good Witch, and you're the wizard. My goodness. I mean, you're the Wizard of Oz. How do you approach playing those roles? And did you look back at any video, any of the old productions of Wizard of Oz for some helpful hints?
I know I did. As soon as I found out I got the part, I went on to YouTube and I just looked at all like different high schools doing Wizard of Oz, and I just like focused on their Dorothy and how she portrayed their character. And I may or may not have watched the Wizard of Oz 5 times. That was very helpful.
Yeah, I imagine that would help. How about you?
I've seen The Wizard of Oz before, and so I just rewatched the scenes that Glinda was in, just to kind of see her again, especially the movie character, because that was a lot of inspiration for my voice that I'm using. And then I did the same thing. I looked at YouTube videos to like see other characters being played.
Cool. Oh, I'm gonna make you imitate that voice in just a second. You too, Wizard.
How
about it?
Rewatched the movie a couple times,
Yeah.
and I definitely studied like how like he talks and everything like that, because like he's always like making stuff up as he goes along.
Yeah.
So that's definitely.
And again, I love watching these young people developing as actors, and the roles get better every practice I'm at. Earlier this year, we had Xander here for one of the drama productions. Xander, by the way, is the lion. And again, we've got great characters across the board, but another one who I love his voice is just, he has made that part his own, and that's what each of you, I feel, are doing. Okay, so what do you want the audience to take away from this production? When they come out of that auditorium at the end of the night, they've just seen you in Wizard of Oz. What do you want them to take away from this?
I feel like since it's so iconic, I just want them to feel like they just saw The Wizard of Oz, and feel that iconicness in the show.
Make it your own, but also understand the tradition.
And there's expectations to meet.
Absolutely. Yeah, because they're coming into this with some background knowledge, right? They're coming into it with, I remember watching Wizard of Oz when I was a kid. I saw the movie, what have you. So, good. All right, let's get into some specific questions. We'll start with Dorothy. Peyton is Dorothy this year. Let's talk about what inspired you to audition for the role of Dorothy, and did you prepare specifically for that audition?
There was a lot of preparing, definitely, that went into this. So the reason I wanted to audition for Dorothy is because I kind of felt like I connected with her. She's like very loving to her, mainly her dog, and so am I.
Yeah.
So I knew I'd be able to do that. And like a lot of audition prep for sure.
Yeah.
Like about lots of vocal practices and just going over my lines and like rewatching the scene that like the monologue I was going to use was in, just to get into character for sure.
And you and Toto really bonded, like in person,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, a lot.
It's kind of funny because you're going to see this at the production this weekend. You two have had to come together, and I even joke with her at practices, hey, call the dog Toto whenever we're here.
I know.
Because we literally have scenes where Toto needs to run off the stage, and we have people trying to get Toto to run off the stage. So bonding with Toto, I thought, was a memorable moment. Any challenging moment that you want to share as Dorothy that you've experienced so far?
Definitely having to fly was one of my challenging moments because I'm kind of scared of heights.
Yeah.
So when I had to like get up there, I didn't have the courage to do it. So
It's one tornado. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I promise. All right. Last thing. Give me one good line as Dorothy. Some line. Let's hear your Dorothy voice. You don't have to sing anything, but give us maybe an iconic Dorothy line for our audience that will want to come out and see our show.
Okay. Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
That's an iconic line. Good job, Dorothy. All right, let's move on to The Wizard. Another first time ever in a musical for Quentin. Another opportunity for you to play a very special role in your first ever musical. So why The Wizard, and how did you wind up in that role, do you think?
So when we first had an interest for meeting, or for our packets that we handed out during auditions, there was a list of monologues to read from, and the one I could read the best was the Wizard's one, and I practiced it a couple times, and then the day of auditions, I read it, and they were like, I really like how you like say that and like your tone.
Good.
So
Good, and I like it. And we have, by the way, Mr. Y gives us the best microphones in the state-of-the-art sound system. You really do sound like a wizard when you're on that microphone, and I think it sounds pretty good. We're going to challenge him to do a wizard voice too in just a second. All right, how do you approach portraying a character that is mysterious?
Like
a man of mystery, you are, Quentin.
definitely talking a certain way, like favorite tone, and you definitely want to talk more like
deep, right?
Yeah.
Bring it from
Something like
down
that,
here. Love it. Good stuff. All right, let's talk about this. Can you share any insights on how you have developed your interpretation of the wizard? Any insights on how you've prepared to become the wizard?
A lot of practice. Definitely rewatching how like the movie and like other performances go.
Yeah.
Like for inspiration. So it takes a lot of practice.
Excellent. Good job. All right, we need one line from the wizard. How about the line where he like tells him, "Don't look at that guy behind the curtain"? Give us a good wizard voice. Here we go, Quentin.
The Great Oz says to go away. Oh, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. The great and powerful Oz has spoken.
I love it. Good stuff. All right, we're looking forward to seeing Quentin. First ever musical. Good job. All right, let's move on to Glinda. And I can't wait to hear your Glinda voice, by the way. You gotta love this. It is. It's amazing. I swear I close my eyes and I'm watching the movie. But Glinda, listen, she's seen as like the goddess of wisdom, this wonderful, beautiful creature that floats down from the sky and saves everything. How do you prepare for a part like that?
I was watching videos for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's just like a mentor role for Dorothy especially.
Yeah.
And Glinda also doubles as Auntie M. So she has that like protection over Dorothy kind of established even before she meets her as Glinda. And so I feel like it's just taking on that like guidance role. And definitely the voice.
Yeah.
The voice makes her, I think.
So last year's voice, her voice, she played a character last year
it was amazing.
in Singing in the Rain, where she essentially whined for 2 solid hours in that character. What was the name of the character last year?
Lena Lamont.
Lena Lamont. There you go. And
Which I've learned I've never spoken in my real voice on Schuylkill Haven High School's stage.
Yeah, yes, that's true. But yeah, last year she literally had to whine in this horrible voice, God love her, for the better part of the show. And now this year you've got this sweet, angelic voice almost. All right, so let's get into one more question. And you're a senior now.
Yes.
Any anecdotes from rehearsals that you can share maybe with our younger actors? Anything that you've picked up at rehearsals that helped you better understand your character?
I would say just from the beginning, they always say that there's never a small role.
Yeah.
And so I feel like for everybody in the cast, that's always important to understand that no matter who you are in the cast, your role is important, because even if you're an ensemble member in the background, people are still watching you on stage. So you can't just stand there with a blank face. You still are acting and putting on a show for people. And until you have a whole cast come together, you don't have a show. So even though we're all leads in this show and we have bigger roles, we couldn't do the show without everybody in our cast.
Good. Perfect. And last question for you, Glinda. What makes Glinda such an essential character in your opinion?
Well, when you think about any like story, where like you have your like hero's journey, you learn about it in school, you have your character and then you need somebody to guide them along, and Glinda fulfills that role. She's the like mentor. She appears when Dorothy's in need, and so she sends the help when they need help. So
all right, what's the first question in the Glinda voice, of course, that Glinda asks of Dorothy?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Don't you love it? Showtime coming up this weekend. Wizard of Oz. All right, let's get to our deep dive rapid fire questions. These are 12 questions. If you're not comfortable answering any of them, just say pass and we'll move on. But let's go right into it. Describe yourself in 3 words. Start with you, Peyton.
Determined, organized, and stressed.
That's stressed. First time we've had stressed on here. Go ahead.
I'm also going to take determined. I'm going to say confident and I'll say motivated.
Good. I like motivate. Quentin, no pressure.
Hardworking, kind, and confident.
Good word. All right. Favorite class at Schuylkill Haven Area High School. Quentin, we'll start with you on that end.
English.
Good. No, didn't even think about it. Good.
I like math, but more than any class, but I don't have a specific math class that I like more.
All right. Just math in general. Good.
Yeah.
It's good to have a numbers girl on our team. We like that. Good.
Chemistry.
Chemistry. All right. I like chemistry people too. All right. Favorite lunch in the Schuylkill Haven High School cafeteria. We're going to start in the middle this time. Go ahead.
I pack my lunch.
She's a packer. Lunch is free.
I've never gotten lunch here.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. We're going to change that before you graduate. One
Okay.
day, you and I are
One
going to have
day.
lunch together. All right.
You
In
got
May.
it.
We're going to get a lunch date. All right. Good. Quentin, how about you?
Chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Taco in a bag.
We always have at least one taco in a bag. Favorite fast food spot? Start with you, Peyton.
Does Dunkin' count?
Yeah,
Okay,
counts.
Dunkin'.
Yeah. What do you eat at Dunkin'?
I get coffee.
Just coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. Those little tater tots are really good. They
Oh,
only
those
give you
are
like
good,
4 of
too.
them, but yeah, that's
They're
a whole
good.
other episode. How about you, Nora?
I would say Chipotle.
Oh, that's second Chipotle we've had. Good.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. And what do you get at Chick-fil-A?
Chicken sandwich.
Okay, it's simple. You like those waffle fries? Are
Yeah.
pretty good, right? All right, good. Let's see. Favorite song from Wizard of Oz? I won't even say the one that you perform or to perform. Favorite song in general that from Wizard of Oz? I know I have mine. Go ahead.
Jitterbug.
Oh, good.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that, but Jitterbug's fun, so
It's
I'm
a
going
lot
with
of
that
fun.
too.
Yeah, and that's not in the movie, is it?
No.
Jitterbug. So that's exclusive to the musical people. You must be here to see it.
Probably The Witch is Dead. Ding Dong. Witch is
Yeah.
Dead.
Ding dong. The
Definitely.
Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. Mine is still Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Well, you gotta love that song.
You know, good. All right. Let's see. Go-to method for calming those pre-show jitters.
Deep breathing.
Deep breathe. Good. That's really good.
There's this like shaking thing. You like shake your hands 4 times
Shake
and then
it
your
off a
feet.
little bit.
I've always done it with like the girls in the cast.
Good. I like that. Never heard that one
Yeah,
before.
it's like 4, 4,
Oh, yeah,
4,
1, 2,
4,
3,
3,
4, 1, 2,
3.
3,
Yeah, you're
4.
like
Good.
countdown.
How about
That
you?
one too, and definitely lots of prayer.
Good. Wonderful. We need that. Good. All right. Moving on. Then let's go to, if the Wizard of Oz were real and granted each of you one wish, what would you ask for? Quentin, we'll start with you on this one. Wizard grants you one. You, who are the wizard, granted one wish. What would you wish for?
Probably $1 million.
Okay,
Probably.
let's go straight for cash. That's good. Nora,
Well, mine is too. Mine is my college tuition to be paid for.
ooh, scholarship. I like
Yeah.
that. Good.
A shopping spree.
Shopping spree. All right, good. Not a bad guess. All right, if you could switch places with one person for a day, who would you choose? One person. Peyton, how about you? Start with you.
I don't know. I have no
Anybody in the
clue.
world?
I honestly have no clue.
That's good. You're so comfortable in your own skin. Nora, how about you?
I think it'd be fun to be Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that would be fun. Yeah. Peyton, how about you? You don't want to be Taylor Swift, do you? I mean,
They-
all right. How about you, Quentin? You don't want to be Taylor Swift, right? I wouldn't mind her millions of dollars, though. We go back to that
yeah.
guess.
I'm not sure who I would want to be. I don't know.
No, you're comfortable in who you are. All right, it's all good. Favorite movie or TV show? Anybody want to jump in on this one? Favorite movie or TV show?
Currently, my favorite show is NCIS,
Oh, all right.
but overall time, it's Gilmore Girls.
Good. Any favorites for you?
Probably a show called The Boys.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
My favorite TV show is also Gilmore Girls, but my favorite movie is Tangled.
Tangled. All right, that's a good one. Favorite or any nickname that your parents used to call you, maybe when you were younger. Did you have a nickname?
Pepe.
Pepe. All right.
One that's just from my dad is he always calls me Dolly.
Don't you love that when your dad has just a special nickname for you? Quentin, how about you?
Q.
Q. I like
Just
that.
Q.
Just Q. I might call you that from now on. It's easier than saying Quentin. All right. Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat? Simultaneously, give your answer.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Snapchat.
All right. First time we added Snapchat, we're really branching out here. You can see the evolution of this production. All right, and last but not least, you are given a role to play any character in any play or any musical. What character would you be?
Troy Bolton, High School Musical.
Good.
Lena Lamont singing in the rain.
That was a really good fit for you. That was great.
Have you ever seen Beetlejuice? I forget what the girl's name is that plays like the lead role.
No, but you'd go with that one though.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a really good musical.
All right, good. Beetlejuice it is. And that wraps up our deep dive rapid fire questions. Great job. All right, so let's talk about it. It's show week. You're pumped. You're getting ready. Give our audience a little incentive to come out. Why should they come out? Spend a couple bucks and see this talented group on our stage.
We have worked super hard the last couple weeks with props and everything. People have stayed very late making everything, so it'd be worthwhile to come out and enjoy the show.
I agree. There's a lot of special effects and a lot of very cool things that not a lot of schools can do with this musical, and we're making it our own, but still keeping it very iconic. And we have an amazing pit, and our music is just so good. It's going to be really good.
There's definitely this year we had a different director and everything, and so with making the sets and everything, it was kind of like a community effort. We had some of the dads coming in building things, and people from the cast just volunteering to paint, so it's really the kids show a lot was hands-on with the kids this year.
Yeah, let's take a second to talk about that, because there are so many adults behind the scenes that are making this show special. And I don't want to call them out by name because I know we're going to miss somebody really important, but we do have a new director this year, Mrs. Gillespie, and Miss Biggs is just awesome. She's handled music and continues to do so. But we have a bunch of teachers in our pit orchestra. We have a bunch of adults backstage helping and making this happen. So kudos, you know who you are. All the parents that have been back there painting and helping with scenery and volunteering in the pit orchestra and coming out and assisting with costumes. Thank you. And it's generational. I have to thank Miss Big's mom. I even see her at practices helping, and it's a long drive for some of these folks. And the men and women in the pit orchestra, they're not all local. They come out and give so much of their time. And by the way, we're one of very few schools that still have a full pit orchestra. So when you talk about live entertainment this weekend, it is a full pit orchestra, and they are phenomenal. It is amazing. So shout out. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm knocking my mic. I'm that excited for you adults that give of your time. That means so much. We have coaches. We have great teachers. We have great paras and custodians that work in our district. But these volunteers that help with the musical, they really are special people. So thank you to those of you that helped me when I was a kid. And thank you to everybody involved that are helping these young men and women. So any questions, anything you want to add to this podcast? You've done great.
You should definitely come this weekend.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I second that. So thanks for watching. This has been Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz. Like and share this. Be sure to check us out on YouTube. And I want to make sure we get the plug in. Thursday night, senior citizens in our community come for free. Staff in our district come for free. Friday night, 7 o'clock showtime. Saturday night, 7 o'clock showtime. Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. in the Zwirling Auditorium right here on campus in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District. The cast members of Wizard of Oz. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you all. Remember, folks, make the positives so loud that the negatives are almost impossible to hear. And thanks again for watching.